Okay, it's just been 2 years of Ibrahim Traore being in office. Yeah, he actually became president around September 2022. And so far, I can tell you the young man has done so much in Burkina Faso. Yes, he has done definitely well. And lives in Burkina Faso, he has brought so much innovation or innovative um, growing the GDP of the economy, introducing so many initiatives in Burkina Faso that is helping the lives of Burkina babes. So the young man has done so much, and here are one of the things the young man has been able to accomplish within 2 years. Yeah, within 2 years. The young man took office in September 2022, and so far, he has done more better than some presidents who has been in office for 8 years. Okay, without wasting of our time, let's look at some of the things this young man was able to accomplish within 2 years. Okay, number one is Burkina Faso's GDP grew from approximately $18.8 billion to $22.1 billion. Isn't that huge? Yeah, isn't that huge? That's huge. He was able to introduce so many initiatives um, that brings more income into the country. That's very beautiful and that's nice of him. Okay, another one is Ibrahim Traore rejected loans from the International Monetary Funds (IMF) and the World Bank. He said Africa doesn't need the World Bank, IMF, Europe, or even America. That's one of the policies Ibrahim Traore made in Burkina Faso, and that's so beautiful of him. That is one of the problems Africa has. We are always running after them to collect loans because they always have loans for us. And we forget that the more we collect loans, the more we sell our future. The more we collect loans, the more we sell out the upcoming generation.
IMF, World Bank, all other institutions, they make African countries jump through hoops.
The more we collect loans from this IMF and the rest, the more we mortgage the lives of our unborn children. That's what it is. They will never stop giving you loan. They will always have loan to give you. If you meet them, they will have loan to give you.
Their success is based on our failure. That has to change. And guess who can make that change? We.
So if you really want to stop being a slave, a modern slave to some of these people, then stop collecting loan. Stop taking loan. This is one of the problem Nigerian leaders have so far. They are always jetting in and jetting out, always seeking for economic reform from people who don't care. Yes, that's what it is. Nigerian leaders are always seeking loan and economic reform from IMF and other organizations. If you really want to make your country better, then stop taking loan from them. So far, Ibrahim Traore has been able to stop that action. He has rejected, even when they are offering him loan, he said, no, we don't want it. We know we are suffering, but we don't want loan. No, we don't want it. So that's one of the beautiful things this young man has done in Burkina Faso. Let's continue. He reduced the salaries of ministers and parliamentary and parliamentarians by 30% and increase the salaries of civil servants by 50%. That reminds me, there's so much noise here. Every day, noise, generator noise and all that, just because we don't have light. It's hard to get light in this country, in this nation. You see, the same thing we all talk about every day, how to make Africa better. When you go other foreign country, you see light, steady electricity and all that. But here in Africa, we are struggling to see light. That's so bad. Anyway, by the way, Ibrahim Traore was able to reduce the salaries of ministers by 30% and increase the salaries of civil servants by 50%. That reminds me, one of the presidential candidates of the 2023 general election of Nigeria, Mr. P2B,
to turn around the power sector. Nigeria generates about, today, 56,000 megawatts of electricity. The cost of governance and the waste today is criminal and unaccepted.
This is one of his major manifestos, This is one of his major manifestos. He said when being elected, he will cut down the cost of governance. He made it as a promise that when being elected, he will cut down the cost of governance. And believe me, the cost of governance is what is one of the things affecting Nigeria, particularly, and Africa generally. But I'm talking from the side of Nigeria. Nigeria economy is being ruined because of many things, including the cost of governance. Imagine ministers, senators, councillors, presidents taking millions of naira salary. Why the minimum wage of a civil servant is just 30,000 naira? Imagine that. Isn't that sad? A minimum wage is 30,000 naira. That is, after you are getting paid 30,000 naira every month. Why some people are sitting in office with AC in their office, when going home AC in their Land Cruiser cars, G-Wagons and all that, flexing life, and every month they are taking millions of naira home. Isn't that sad? So that's one of the things affecting Nigeria and Africa generally. So Ibrahim Traore came with the idea of reducing the salaries of ministers and increase the salaries of civil servants. He deserves an accolade, man. Applause, The man is really trying. That shows he is closer to the people. He achieved all these things. Moved the Burkina Faso's GDP from $18.8 billion to $21.1 billion. Stop taking loans from IMF, and also reduce the salaries of ministers and increase the salaries of civil servants. He was able to achieve this within just 2 years in office. Isn't that great? It's very great, man. It's great. Okay, another thing he did, every nation, most nation has a debt. Okay, as you are taking loan, you are becoming a debtor. First of all, he stopped taking loan. Another thing he did is paying off the initial loans that Burkina Faso was owing. If you really want to have your freedom, stop taking loan. Okay, if you really want to have your freedom, pay off any type of loan, any kind of loan you are owing to anybody. Pay it off. second thing to do is then stop taking loan. It's one of the gradual steps. Building a great nation won't just happen at a time. It requires consistency and great policies. And this young man is definitely implementing all these beautiful policies. Yeah. He's doing that, So, another thing he was able to accomplish is he stopped the export of unrefined Burkina Faso gold to Europe. Over the years, Europeans has been looting Africa so muchly. We always are exporting so many unrefined resources, just like Nigerians, always exporting oil and end up getting the same oil. We import it with money. The same oil we export, we got to import it with money. It's a double expenditure, We are kind of enriching them, thereby keeping us poorer. Imagine that. So Ibrahim Traore was able to stop the export of unrefined gold to Europe. He established a hospital, a beautiful medical healthcare for the people of Burkina Faso. This and more was what Ibrahim Traore was able to achieve in just 2 years. And they are great steps. These are things that will bring the progress of any nation who implements some of these things. These are great things. So, for some leaders in Africa who has ruled their country for 8 years, some of them has not made policies up to this level. But this young man was able to do some of these things within 2 years. Isn't that great? It's very great. And we are appreciating. Another round of applause for him. Yeah. He's the great man for the people. And we pray that God will keep protecting him and keep safeguarding him wherever he's going. And I also pray that his aim and his ambition towards making Burkina Faso great will be actualized. And also I urge other African leaders to join this young man, join this movement. It is for the benefit of Africa. We need to change the narrative about Africa. We need to move Africa forward. And that is what I'm after, how Africa will grow. Well, I hope you really enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching and God bless Africa. Thank you.